Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly advise you to stay on the sim as long as needed before you go live. As you know, we are getting closer to the Christmas, and more we get to the Christmas and New Year Eve, the more chop market we are going to have. And but you're very welcome to follow any of those signals here. Right now we have the Russell new signal. For the new ones, this is a 4 different automated to trade ATM strategy, fully automated. And then we have the swing trading on the blue charts. You can follow the signals as you see here. Russell new signal, sell 1653 and target 16487. And then the auto trade fire the trade automatically. You can use full automated ATM or ATM strategy, but I personally like the ATM. So the blue chart connected to the left upper corner market analyzer for swing trading. The right corner is the scalping, and we use on the scalping a white chart. This is an example. The DAX, we are using sell here at 13325, target 13303, 26 ticks into that trade. The market analyzers, they are based on one contract. As you see, the DAX is 375 based on one contract, and this one here is 2 contract. As an example, on the scalper, this is the scalper coming from the Nasdaq signal, 8612, target 94, and there we go. This is your Nasdaq from the scalper. We'll take one more example. This is the ES, also scalper. The ES, we use a 15 seconds on the scalper. As you see from the scalper here, we have a sell entry at 319950, target 3195, and there we go. It is exactly like what you see on the market analyzer. As an example, the ES has already made 10 ticks because the market analyzer based on one target, one lot, and this one here is a double the amount because it is using the double 2 lots on that trade. So the white charts are referred to the scalper, to the right corner, right upper corner for the scalper, and the blue charts are for the swing trading for the left upper corner on the market analyzer. Why we like the scalper? Because during this time of year, it is a lot of a chop, extremely chop market, and most of us, we are done for this year. So, and in days like this, you are no longer be comfortable with your trade, and whatever you see a profit, you need to take it off the table. As an example here, if we look at the YM 15 second, you have $100 here, and there is a double support area at 28260. Most likely that market is not gonna able to break this double support area. They are extremely accurate. The zones we have, they are right on the tick. So cases like this on a very choppy months around the Christmas and New Year Eve, what we do, you can break even, and now the price, the trade is not costing you anything. But once we spot the double support area, that means it's done. You need to cash in, and this is a typical months where we scream months ahead of time that around the Christmas and New Year Eve, the market dies out on us. And but we also we are cutting down on a daily live broadcast with the YouTube, because most of the days now is going to be a flat market and there is no performance. It's a dead performance, actually. But we need to learn how we can, around the summertime when the kids are out of school, and around the Christmas, the closer we get to the Christmas and New Year Eve, the less work, or the markets start getting extreme flat, and you cannot just turn on a normal auto trade and expect everything to go right. As an example, we have a different kind of auto trade. This is a total different type of an automated trade. This is the B scalp, 1 minute, and we took one trade and two trade, and we were our daily target hit to 570. And this is another example. This is a different automated trade, also is 1 minute, and we all started around 9 o'clock, and then we had a losing trade, one winning trade, two winning, and then we hit the 650. So this is a different kind of automated trade. This one here you can scalp or swing trading, but at the moment we are scalping, we're not swing trading, because we're not expecting a lot of movement. Here is the problem around the Christmas. The market spikes for a minute or two and then dies out. Then it spikes for a minute or two, then dies out. So this is a really have traders, they start getting irritated because they are in a trade because of the chop in the market, and then the market start turning around, and that it is really hard on a guy with a basic knowledge to recognize what's going on in the market. So that's why we're not interested that much into the swing trading as much we are interested in the scalping around this time of year. And every time the kids are out of school, you're gonna have practically the same problem. But the worst time is around the Christmas and New Year Eve. This is where most of the chop market, and the closer we get to the Christmas, the harder it's gonna get to earn your money on the in the market. So as we see here, we are still using the 1219 on the scalper, but on the DAX we are using the new contract 0320, but we're still using on the scalper the months 1219. On the DAX is different than the ES and Dow Jones and Nasdaq. And then we have the trailing stop is based on fib line. It's not a dummy trailing stop, so does not require any optimization. And this is what is nice about it, is turn on, turn off basis. As we see, during this hard time, as we see here, the DAX as an example, we have a double resistance line. This is a floor in fibs on the first chart, the white chart, the DAX. So we are already, the trailing stop has secured some of the profit, and now we are leaving a gap between us and the market to go back and forth, because what is a beauty about that, this scalping is a total different than the ones I just showed you. If the market is trending, we can extend the target and turn it from scalper to swing trading, and then get it over for today and call it off. And right now, as we see the DAX, I'm not going to interfere with the DAX trade, because look, if we look at the DAX came in and took one of the trades out. I can accept that. And this is where the resistance line at, and now the market is struggling on the first defense, and now is trying to see if it's gonna be bouncing back or we are close. That's very fine. So from the technical side, it is done, that trade. It is finished. It is over. And now we go ahead and have the gold replacing the DAGs. And as we see here on the gold, we can extend the target if we want to, or we can leave it alone, let the auto trade do everything for us. And then what we can do, we can go ahead if we want to interfere with the trade, break even, so we will not go in the negative, and we are done with that trade. We are done with that trade. So we are no longer our job to babysit that trade, because we are on a breaking even. It's not costing us anything. It was stopped at this level 1480. Now it broke that level, and now we are going down, and we are done with that trade. It's over. It's finished. Thank you very much. Now, if we look at the NASDAQ, we had two contracts, and the trailing stops is a floor and fibs, you know. And then as we see, the NASDAQ pulled back, and there is a resistance line in here. We took one of them with a profit, very fine. And we have the profit on the second one too. But if the market go further down, you know what? I'm done with the trading on the DAX today. And if the market knock that trade out, look, you know, then I will go for another round until we are in the plus and get it over with. But you cannot. Now on the ES, we are about to close the last entry. We're done. And we are done with the YM. So the whole idea here, during a rough time, like around the Christmas and around the New Year Eve, if we can get a couple of $300 out of each one of them, you know, if you have 4 chart, this is $800. So this is not bad at all. So if we are trading, let's say, one chart NASDAQ, YM and ES, and on the first round, whatever we can get, and we are done for today, because during this time you cannot a lot of people thinks around this time this is not their problem, and they have that kind of auto trade. This is very fine, you know, if you have a good auto trade. But on this one here, you have more control evaluating the market, and it is very important to be consistent. So on this type of an automated trade, is a total different automated trade. On the YM, we hit 570. Now we got a new one. We have the Russell hit 650 is done. And now we have the ES is also done. And this is a fully automated trade. And took 1, 2, 3, 4 trade, and it's done. 500 right on the spot. So this is and now we have a new one. Just hit the target. The B scalper 150 ticks. Also just hit the target, and we are done. This is a scalper where the average trade is around $100, $120. But on this one here, the white charts, if this market is trending, there is a potential for that trade to turn it from $200 a trade to $500 trade or $600 trade. And what I like about that, that you don't have to trade the rest of the day. If you nailed the market when it's trending on a 2 or 3 chart, you're done for today. And after 28 years, I'm no longer, before we used to trade the European market and then jump on the US market. And right now, the things has changed, that the less you expose yourself to the market, the better you are. So if we can manage to get our ticks between 9 and 12 and call it off, that will be 10 times better to sit down 8 hours behind the screen, because most of the traders, the amateur traders, think the longer he uses the auto trade during the daytime, the more money he gets, and that is not true. In those days here, like around the Christmas, and when the market get into a chop market and dive into really a lot of volatility, if you earned $500 from 9 to 11, it does not mean if you continue trading you're gonna nail the 1,000. That means you're gonna wind up losing your 500, or you can be double up your money. So now we are talking about a high poker trade, and this is a really sad. By some traders think by extending the hours of the auto trade, this means there is more money. It could be in a chop day, by expanding the hour more than what you're supposed to, it will generate more losses for you, because you are calculating the winning and you're not calculating the losses. So it is very important to understand when to stop and when to start. If you don't do that, then you are going a matter of time before you can get into a trouble. So if we can now on the scalping $200 on one chart, another chart 200, another chart 200, that's $600, and then you close your trade by 12 o'clock, you should be a happy man. And then if you are more comfortable with your trade, you add the lot, but you don't extend the hours of your trade. As we see here right now with the swing trading, it is look like a Christmas tree on the market analyzer is in red. And the reason is there is volatility and the market is not trending. We know that from the beginning of this month, December months, we knew nothing is going to happen in the swing trading. And if you go back to those videos, we at the beginning of December months, we have said, normally we use swing trading, and now we are using scalping. We have the swing trading. We've been using it the whole year. But we know this month is not going to be a really a good movement. It's going to be once in a while a good movement, but the rest of the day is going to be a chop. And the chop can really kill your account and wound your account heavily. And then you get out of control, and then you start want to do revenge trade, and then you wind up losing more because you're fighting in the wrong direction. And we need to respect the market movement. We cannot change the market direction. We just renting this ES to trade it, and we have to deliver it by the end of the day. We have no inventory, so we cannot fight it, but we have to be a little bit more elastic with it. And that's why we have been screaming this last year nonstop on a YouTube that in 2019, and now we are going in 2020, is no longer one auto trade can take out the whole market all seasons. That's why we are providing 3-4 different type of a scalping, from reversal, pullback, re-entry, signal entry, and then we have another set for a swing trading. And so you have the proper gear for every season and every time. As an example, if I live in Australia or somewhere else and the timing is not right for me to trade in the US market, I can always refer to overnight the B scalper to trade. And if I can get up in the morning from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9:30, I can use the A scalper if I want to. And on a rough timing, like a December months, or when the kids are out of school in the summertime, and the market is gonna get a chop, then I can bring those charts, the scalper charts, and you can do the fully automated, or you can do this, like what I'm doing. I like the ATM personally. The reason is because I can control my trade. When I see $200 or $300 on that trade, and if I wanted to override that trade, I can override that trade. And then a couple of $300 on that chart, and a couple of $300 on that chart, I'm done for today. And this is a really important, and then this is a very good example. Let me show you something what is going to happen on those charts here before we bring the other charts. If we look at the gold as an example, or CL, is coming to triple support area right there. I am not sure that gold is gonna able to break those 3 support area. I'm not sure. And if the market is trending, the automated is going to extend the target by itself. As you see this gold, it will be having a hard time. Then what I can do, if I want to, I can squeeze a little bit more out of that trade, secure 250 out of that one. The same thing on the NASDAQ. There is a double resistance at 86.1250 and 86.12, and most of the time it's not gonna make it. When you see double support or the double resistance, most likely it's not gonna be able to break it on the first round. It's gonna go back and forth till it drive you crazy. So now if we watch this gold is coming every time, folks, especially our members, every time you see double support, double resistance, this is a re-entry point. Always. Now if we look at the gold, you see where is this gold? Is holding at 14794, and look. So I tight up the stop. I can override it, and now I don't care. It is on a free trade. I don't care what is going to happen. And if the market goes down, I'm a happy man. And if this market go and knock me out of that trade, I am a happy man. So 200 here, 200 here, 200 there, you're done. A lot of times you don't understand that how much is costing you to invest on the NASDAQ and Dow Jones. How much money you are investing. Maybe you have a $50,000 account, but if you're taking 2 contracts on the NASDAQ, how much you are putting in the market? $500? $600? If you have an expensive broker, $700 for 2 contracts on the NASDAQ. And if you can nail $200 on a $700 investment a day, you are one of the top traders. because you are not investing $50,000 on two NASDAQ. You are investing $500-600 on this NASDAQ. You know, so but if you think that if it's costing you the NASDAQ $700 and you're expecting to make $2,000 out of two contracts on the NASDAQ every day, your expectation auto trade and getting a couple $1,000 a day on a couple contracts on the NASDAQ, this means you are on a different planet. We have to be realistic that you cannot be earning 200% a day non-stop. You gotta hit the wall sometimes. You can get away with it for 1 day, 2 days, but then you're gonna hit the wall. When the market turn around, all of a sudden, like what happened right now in the NASDAQ, what you gonna do? So this is a dreamland. If you think you have $2,000 and now you want to auto trade and your daily target 1,000, and lack of experience, lack of money, zero knowledge, expecting the auto trade to do everything for you, and then you get your feeling hurt if you do less than 1,000 a day, then you are in the wrong business. The reality is not like this in the trading. The reality is you have to understand when to start, when to stop. And on a days like this, most of us, we closed our books for this year. We are no longer interested in the trades. This time for the guys are still under the training time. They've been around for a couple of 3 years. They're still babies crawling. This is a perfect time to learn more about the market. You don't just get up and start running. You crawl, you walk, and then you run. But you cannot jump into the market and go on a full throttle because you have one auto trade. You cannot do that. And especially every year right now, because of the internet, the market prices has smoothed out a lot. And the timing when you go into the market and out of the market, it has become seconds. Before it used to be minutes. So right now the market is getting fast. The price has flat out a lot. We hardly see any V shapes on the charts, or M shapes or W shapes. You hardly see those anymore on the chart. They don't exist anymore because of the internet, and the fast execution with the trades is no longer. Now it is a matter of seconds in and out. So we are on a different planet right now, and we need to. We said that 3 years ago and 2 years ago, and every year is going to be harder to ignore the market, what it's telling you. It's going to get harder and harder for guys refuse to read the market. It's exactly like if you don't know how to read and write, and you still will not give into it. So in 2020, it's not going to be easier than 2019. It's going to be harder. So we need to feel the market when we come in the morning and comprehend if this market going to trend, or we have a lot of chop areas and we need to hold our trade for 10-15 minutes before we start jump into the rain. As we said, with the double support and resistance, we are explaining that today. If we look at this ES, it came in like the NASDAQ on a double resistance line and it fell between the resistance line and the target is just a couple ticks away and couldn't get up or break those two lines to hit his contract. And now what happened to the ES is start falling back. So this is really, it makes a difference when you are on a $200 of profit on days like this when there is nothing to do. When you see $200 of profit on a trade, $100, $150, take it off the table and don't be stubborn about it. Don't be greed. The greed is your worst enemy in December. The greed in December is gonna kill your account. So in December we cannot be greedy. Whatever we can grab, how many ticks we can grab from 9 to 12, or if this market took a little spike and we get $200 on an ES, $200 on the YM, $200 on the Nasdaq, we're done for today. There is nothing on this earth gonna make us money if this market refusing to give us money today. There is nothing we can do. There is no auto trade. It's gonna bring you money when there is no money to be made. There is no system. It's gonna make you money when there is no money to be made. And that it is very important for every trader, whether you are purchasing here or somewhere else, is irrelevant. But we need to snap out of that idea that it's not my problem, I want to auto trade all day long today. We need to snap out of those ideas or those commercials you see that you're going to turn your $5,000 to $50,000 in 1 month. Ain't going to happen, buddy. It's not. Wake up. If you have $50,000, you can lose it in 1 week. But you cannot make $50,000 if you have $5,000 account. You have to work very hard in order for you to get all the way up there. By understand the market, approach the market properly, respect the market movement, and then you need to crawl a little bit at that time, 200 on each chart, 300, 200, 300, until you start getting your confidence in there, and then extending your trading hours. What you do, you extend your lots. So if I'm trading from 9 to 12 with one contract, I will double it, but I stay from 9 to 12. If I'm feeling comfortable with 2 lots, now I will use 4 lots from 9 to 12, but I don't need to stay all day long. Banging on this market is like you are sitting on a gambling table. It's a matter of time before you get wiped up. Exactly when you go and sit playing in Las Vegas, you make a win, whether it's $1,000 or $10 or $100. If you stay on that table, you're gonna lose it. If you walk away, you're gonna walk away with your winning. So this is exactly the same way, and it is very sad because we get a lot of emails on a daily basis. One of the questions you get very often, if I put $5,000 in the account, how much you expected me? I only need like, $500-$600 a day. If I put $5,000, he only need $500-$600 a day. So what he's saying, he only need 10% on a daily basis. That's 100% a week. That's 1,000%. So he only need 1,000% investment on his money. The guy is not greedy. So, and it is sad. It is sad because this guy has seen too many commercials, and it is not the reality. The reality is when you are taking 4 contracts, you don't know what you're doing, and you go on a $5,000 account. In 1 day you lose 500, and now you are on a 4,500. The second day you're nervous, you lose another 500. So what happened to the 1,000% profit amounts you're talking about? In the trading, there is winning and losing. And then the question is to everyone out there, how much you're expected to make in December months? December months is not going to be like February months. February months is not going to be like June or July months or August months. So there is a season in the market where the market, there is some time, there is not much to do, like December months. And then in January, the first week, and then start picking up after the first week, and the market start diving in and start trending a little bit. It's not we're gonna wake up after New Year Eve and the market is gonna go 100 tick on the second day. It's gonna start. It's like when you're turning the engine again, and it's gonna take time to start getting up and move and everybody back into the trading, and which it takes 1 week after New Year Eve to start the market kick in. If we want to explain Mondays on a normal days, you cannot swing trades on Mondays. You only can scalp on Monday. Tuesday you can swing trade on a normal day. Wednesday, if we have an FOMC, you gotta sit on the side till the FOMC, or you can go ahead and scalp if there is an FOMC on Wednesday. Thursday, you can swing the market. Friday, you need to start early on a Friday so you can be done as early as possible on Friday. So you cannot, it's not just 1 kilo potato you're gonna buy every day and it's gonna be the same every day. It's not the same every time you throw your net into the water, you're expecting to grab 20 fish. It's not that. And I'm trying, and it is constantly, I'm highlighting those areas for those poor guys. And here is the worst part. There is a high expectation on an auto trade, and we're not scared from auto trade. We have 9 auto trades in your package. But give those auto trade to wrong guy, he can ruin those 9 auto trades, you know. And if you don't know how to use those auto trade, he can hurt himself with it. So it's not to just auto trade and close your eye, and you know, you cannot do that, guys. And so we've been for 1 year, more than 1 year, every day on YouTube trying to teach the market every single day, how to approach the market and how to look at the market. And one of those questions also sometimes we get, Sam, what should I use on Monday? Well, I cannot tell you what you are going to use on Monday when we are still on Tuesday. We still have 5 days for for Monday. I don't know. When I get to Monday, I'll find out what's going on in the market. Like today it is December Tuesday 17. When we watch the market for 1 hour or half an hour, we understand right away there is a lot of a chop and volatility, and this market is not moving today. You know, tomorrow I have no idea. I cannot tell you to go and use an ES or NASDAQ until tomorrow when we open the market, when we open that book at 9 o'clock, and we can look at the chart, we can see how this market movement, if there is any news, and then we say, okay, we watch this market for 10-15 minutes, and then what we do, we go ahead and say, we're gonna swing or scalp. It seems like this market not moving today, or this market is a chop, or getting stuck. I mean, if we look at this ES as an example, because this is one of the biggest questions, and there is 90% of the amateur trading, they lose money. Whether they're auto trade from somebody else is irrelevant, because if we look at the ES at the moment, you know, the ES, we have a bunch of a resistance line, and we have a bunch of support line, and the ES, it is right in the middle of the chop. If we look at the ES here, this is a not tradable area, whether you are auto trading, manual trading, hand trading, it's not tradable. Why? If we look at the ES, it is stuck between those channel support and resistance, and there is a lot of lines. It's not open. So it is very tight between the support and the resistance. So by getting up in the morning and looking at the ES in the middle of this pile of mud in here, you say, I will wait till this market break out above that area or break out below that area. But this area here is not tradable. You cannot trade it. Whether you are manual, you know, this is funny. There's a guy a few days ago he said he don't have time to learn. He just need an auto trade making money. We're done with the conversation immediately. And when a guy say you don't have time to learn, then stop looking at the market and find something else, or go to Las Vegas, put your money there. You either come back rich or not. If you don't have time to look at it, it's only gonna be losing trades for you. You cannot say, I want to trade the market, but I'm too sensitive, I cannot look at the chart, or I don't have time. You don't have time, get out of there. Get out of that business, because it's not for you. You cannot say, I don't have time, and you cannot say, I'm emotionally disturbed, I cannot use 5 minutes a day in the morning to look at the market before I want to go ahead and start trading. Trader is a trader. You trade chocolate, you trade orange, you trade everything. Trader is a trader. So a trader cannot be just NASDAQ. A trader cannot be just ES. If you don't have time, don't waste anybody's time, and don't waste your time and trying to get into a business you're not qualified to be in, because you don't have time. Well, I never heard of somebody don't have time to make money. If you want to make money, you have to earn your money. As I said before, you have to earn your stripe. You go from a soldier and up and up and up. But you cannot just purchase a couple $1,000 auto trade and live happily after. Not today. Stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your time. And stop drinking and dreaming. Because this is not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. Where you invest a couple $3,000 on an auto trade, and you think your life is going to be all fine. If you are not willing to look at the market, you're just wasting his time and your time, and you should not be. I'm honest as it could be, guys, and honesty, sometimes it hurts. This is not a promotion products. It is talking about a real reality. And if you don't accept this reality, don't waste your time next year by purchasing anything and make this guy's life miserable because you don't know what you're doing. Stay away from that business. If you are willing to change, you want to change your life, you have to put time and money and learn and earn your stripes, because this is a job. Once you start enjoying trading and start getting confidence with your trading, it gives you freedom worldwide. It gives you freedom to be anywhere you want, in any country you want. All what you need is a laptop, computer, and an internet. It gives you freedom. But in order for you to get there, you have to earn it, guys. You cannot just, oh, you know, and it does not hurt uh, to use some time to learn the market, So this is enough of that. I'm just, guys, there is no harm feeling on anything. I'm just, I feel really sad when somebody grown man calling me and telling me if I put $5,000 in the market, I don't need that much. I need $500 a day. And that makes me sad because he has a long way to go before he can earn his 500 a day. It's not just a push button, and that makes me sad because and I never respond to those kind of. I always try to wake him up and say, you cannot do that. I don't say, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll send you an invoice and then you get an auto trader. No, I always try to fight with that guy when he's calling or sending an email. I'm telling him, you are a long way from home. This is not going to happen. I don't encourage him to buy because this guy, I'm going to be sitting with him, babysit him the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. I don't have time for him. So, please, guys, I'm talking as a big brother, and don't take it personal. And for guys been around, they have the pain. They understand what I'm saying. For the ones are newbies to this business, they might brush me off and they say maybe I'm an arrogant or something. That's fine with me, but it is the reality, guys. So what happened right now, we have on the swing trading, it is red, as we expected on the swing trading. And the market is very mixed. On those auto trades does not require any optimization. We go little at a time with it. Russell is done. Hit the target 500. And ES hit 500. And then also this is an ES, hit 550, and the 150 ticks. A B scalper hit 550, and Russell, they're all done, hit 570, and the Nasdaq hit 565, and practically they're all done. And this is a scalping. On those here, you can right click and reload. Then you can take you right click, you reload, like what you see. Once it hit the target, it's not gonna move, but then it's not gonna take any more trade. But you can right click, reload, and now we reactivate it to go on the next round. But do we really need to go next round? No, because on this round here, folks, with this chop market, I am not sure we're gonna make another 500 on a chop day like today, and the market is going back and forth. Probably this $500 you made this morning, you're going to wind up giving it back in. So I will be happy to walk away with 500 and not worry about, and now start taking a trade and not worry about the other 500 I'm not getting. Very, very, after all those years, I find it there is two advantages to stay from 9 to 12. If it's a good day, you protect your profit from 9 to 12. Whether you make $100, you're going to have days you're going to make 100. You're going to have a day you're going to make 500. If the market good, you're going to nail 1,000 within seconds. And if you have a losing trade, It's not a great losing trade because you're stopping at 12 o'clock. There is no use to stay after 12 o'clock if you have a losing day. You need to relax, go away from the market, come back the second day fresh. So it is healthy on both of directions, whether you make money or you lose money, to stop trading live after 12 o'clock. Now there is a good rounds on the last 2 hours. I'm not going to deny that. But on a day like this, you made $500. Why you need to go one more round this afternoon? You're done. Get something to do with your life, or turn off your live account and do training on a sim account. There is nothing wrong with it. One of the things you can do, allow yourself, don't say because I'm an auto trader, allow yourself to take a 3 manual trade a day on a sim account, not on a live account, on a sim account. And test yourself on 3 trades a day. You start, as an example, you lose on the sim account $300. You find yourself after 1 week, you start breaking even. And then you start making $200 plus. Why? Because you are learning when you are taking only 3 trades, not all day long, only 3 trades. Limit yourself to 3 trades. Use your automated trade. I'm not saying not to use your automated, but to try to take from 9 to 12, 3 trades on a sim. Why? It is very important, even if you have 100 automated to trade. Because right now, I want to learn how this manual trade works. So if we, let me see, should I go short or long here today? You know, so I'm going to limit myself to 3 trades, and I'm going to go short in here. By watching that trade and learning if it's going up and down, you're learning. It's better than nothing. Because most of the auto traders, guys, they look at the amount of the money at the end of the day. They don't look at the market condition. They don't say, 90%, they don't say today the market was flat or chop. They say the auto trade did not make money because they are in denial what's going on in the market. The auto trade did not make money. They don't say there is a low volume today, or there is a lot of volatility, or the market was flat. He don't even know where the ES landed at the end of the day, whether it's a plus 3 point or less 3. He has no clue. The only thing he knows if this auto trade made money or did not. And that guy is going to stay in the circle the rest of his life. Is not going to get anywhere. But if I take 3 trades every day on a sim account, let the auto trades runs. If you have 5 auto trades, 10 auto trades, let them run and take 3 trades manual. At least you start learning the market movement. So after a couple of 3 weeks manual trading, when you start in the morning, you want to auto trade, you start seeing the numbers start talking to you. You start seeing things. Now you take a guy has no experience. What he see is a bunch of lines and numbers. To him, they are rubbish. Nothing. This chart is not talking to him. It's not telling him anything except line and an entry signal. You take another guy that's been around for 10 years. He said, wow, what we have here. You see? And they are both looking at the same chart. One guy appreciates the information this chart is giving him, and the other guy, what he sees is nothing but rubbish and lines and numbers. So one guy, he sees this piece is a diamond, and the other one, he sees it glass. He don't see diamond in there. And that is the difference between one experienced guy, one inexperienced guy. We've been talking about this for many years. And to all the outsider, the ones are non-members or our members, they are new in the trading. Please does not cost you any money. Turn a sim account on a chart, whatever you have on your chart, and do me a favor, take it. It's not costing you anything in there, and there is nothing about it. There is no promotion about it. Take any chart you like, any indicator you like, put it in there. From 9 to 12, try to take 3 manual trades. After 1 month, 2 months, you start finding yourself, you start know how to read the market. Why it is so important? Because when you start auto trading, oh boy, we have a chop market. If you go back with this video a few minutes ago, the ES was a tons of resistance line and a tons of support line, and if we look right now, start giving us a space. Those fib lines, they start spacing out and no longer close to each other. Like the Nasdaq, look at the Nasdaq. It's one big mass, the Nasdaq, and the ES was like the Nasdaq. Tons of lines on the top, tons of lines on the bottom, and I have no clue if it's gonna go left and right. As we see the ES here, the air has cleaned out, and now the lines start spreading out, and that means now become a tradable, and now I can see I can take a short in that area, and I know where is the destination on that trade is going to be 3197. So the difference between waiting 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes is going to make a difference in your results from 9 to 12. And I hope to God this is going to give some help to some of the traders to think clear and clean head, and not to be affected by some guy come in and telling you you're gonna be making $50,000 out of a $5,000 account. You know, this is sad, really sad, and I'm gonna stay quiet. I tried out with it and get a fresh coffee. You're very welcome. As you see here, we have a new signal coming in on the CL. You're very welcome to follow any of the signal. We're not responsible for your trade, and you can follow it. And the signal now says a new signal buy at 6078. Your target is 6088. And this is the CL has already initiated that trade, the automated. So you're very welcome to follow any of those signals. At the Russell now, there is a new signal buy at 1655.6. So I don't need to call the trades for you. The trades are there, and you're very welcome to follow it if you want to. And you also here on the swing trading, you will have the buying signal on the first column, like the scalper, and I hope this will help you. We're trying to help as much as we can to those trouble, to some those traders are having a trouble with the trading. I'm gonna be on a quiet mood a little bit and catch up my breath, and then we will be talking later. Thank you. This is one of the tricks we have. If you see there is a support area at 28278. So what we can do in this situation, we have the target, the automated trade has put 28274. And I don't know if this market gonna nail that trade or not, or is gonna go further down. But at least we can extend it if we wanted to extend it. This is the beauty about it. If we want to extend it to the trade and turn it from a scalping to swing trading, we can do that. So on a cases like this, especially around this month, we can see that support area at 28278 is holding. Okay, we have a couple $100 in that trade. Should we let it die out, or should we take advantage of it? So it is all about that trade right here. If this market able to break that line, then we're gonna stay. And even if you have it on the target where the automated trade, and if the market trending is gonna extend the target automatically for you. You don't have to do anything. If you see how the market extended by itself. So the targets are not fixed target. They are depends on the market trending. You see? And as you see now, we have $200 on that trade. Should we cash in this $200, or should we just leave it as is? So this is why I love the ATM. $200 here, $200 there, we're done for today. You know. So if we are trading YM, NASDAQ, and ES, one contract each, we are investing around $600, $700, $800. And if we can get 150 out of each one of them, the amount you have invested in the market and the amount you have got out of the market in percentage is you're doing very fine, extremely fine, you know. And this is where we can start crawling into the market and learn the market. We don't need to learn a lot. We just need to look at those fib lines, if they are very tight to each other or if they are close to each other. As we see a few minutes ago, the ES was a nightmare. It was a lot of lines in between, and we can see now when we call the last trade short for you, and it did come in exactly where we are expecting to go short, and we are going to be exiting out of that trade, and it's done. So now you can see it is spaced out and it is tradable. So it is just a small things in the morning when you get up in the morning. If you see too many lines and the price line is between too many numbers, too many, like the NASDAQ. I don't know if the NASDAQ, now look, the NASDAQ starts spraying out a little bit. Then you know immediately it is tradable, and then you can activate your auto trade. If the market is extreme chop, then wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and call it off. So you can see what happening on this NASDAQ. I'm not interested anymore in this NASDAQ. You know, I could have closed it on $200 trade, and I can close it on $100 trade. And if the market is trending, it will be $400 or $500 trade. This way, you will find also when you are interfering with the trade, become enjoyable and a challenge, but is in a good way when you are challenging yourself with the market, and you say, okay, I have a support here, I have a double support here. I'm taking $200 out of the table and call it off. I'm taking $100 out of the table. I'm taking $300 out of the trader. And then the most important things is we are not using our motion to enter the market, and we're not using our motion to exit the market if we want to. But in between, we can see if this market gonna trend or not, and we can decide how much we're gonna take off the table and secure our profit. It is, for me, for a trader want to be more consistent, it will be 10 times better than this kind of auto trade, because on this kind of auto trade, it is in your package, you can use any one of them, but on this kind of auto trade, you are 100% at the market mercy. 100%. If the market moving, you make money. The market don't move, welcome to trading. You're not gonna get anything out of it today, especially around the chop time. And but with this kind of trading, you still auto trading. And if the market is trending and you are in the market, this is very fine. If the market not trending, I can break even immediately with that and exit it without minimum losses. I mean, we can exit it with $50 losses. It's much better than $200 losses. So this is where I'm trying to point to especially our traders, our members, to master this kind of trading. And everything is based on fibs. I'm a fib man. I like fibs. Fibs are great things. And on a trade like this, I'm not sure if it's going to be fine or not. Plus one tick. I don't care anymore. I'm off my responsibility with that trade. I can put it on a different monitor. I'm done with that trade here. Why? I broke even plus one tick. It's not costing me anything. I'm on a free trade. I'm on a free flight here. No, it's no longer my job to babysit that chart anymore. I'm done with it. We throw it on different monitor and we'll bring down another monitor. And this one here is done. We go on the gold. This one here is done. We put it on the side. We're done with it. We bring another trade. We have $80 on that trade. And then what we do, we go ahead and break even. And if the market keep trending, when the fib line come into where you put your break even, it's going to lift it automatically for you. It's not going to stay there. If we notice now, the fib has moved up. This is where the price level we are expecting this market to go back to. So if this trailing stop keep going up, it's going to lift whatever, any place you put it on the chart is going to lift it and move it for you automatically. So now our job is done with this one here. It's done. And then we go and move on to the next chart. Before you know it, you're done for today peacefully from 9 to 12. We don't need to sit down looking at bucks all day long. Let's bring another one. You see this one? Look, turned against you. You see? So if we have time, we could have a break even on this one and call it off, and then it does not cost us anything but except the commission on that trade. So that's how you are, a little bit here and there. From 9 to 12 you're done. And the beauty about it, you're not paying anyone to call the trades for you. You know, you don't have to pay top dollar for a guy telling you go on an ES. All of you have experienced that. And they claim they make 100 tick at the end of the day, and you look at your chart and you don't see you made 100 tick. So here at least you know what you have been doing, and you develop your own trading strategy because you're not using your motion to take the trades. The system is taking the trade for you. you are managing the trade, and that it is beautiful. This is the way to consistency in the trade. And in the same time, when you are looking at the chart, you are watching the bars movement. Little at a time, you start learning the tricks in the market, and you understand. You see how when I broke even to the earlier, I broke even, and when the trailing stop moved my trailing stop automatically for me, and maybe I can get a couple takes out because we have a double resistance in this area. So I'll push my luck. If you want to push your luck, you can push your luck. Or if you want to, the system, if it sees there is a trend in, is going to extend the target by itself automatically. On this one here, took one trade out because those are a resistance line. And as we see, this market came in from 1654 and now begin to drop again, and we took only one trade out. If this market going down, that's very fine. If the market want to go up and knock me out of that trade, is also very fine. Either direction, I'm done with that trade. And this is beauty, and this is where I prefer that kind of trading than this kind of an automated trading, which they did very well today. I mean, I don't want to flash every chart, but if we look at the NASDAQ, done. All of them on 500, done. ES, done. YM, done. A and B scalper, NASDAQ, done. ES, done. Scalper B and scalper A, both are done. We practically hit each one of them. This is, you are at the mercy. We're not talking from weakness here. You can auto trade that. But for the guy who wanted to, and you will always stay at the mercy of the market movement, this kind of auto trading. And it is our system, is in your package. You can use either or either, doesn't matter. But for me, I prefer that kind of auto trade because I have the freedom to take some of my profit off the table any time I want it, not when the auto trade. And that is gonna bring you consistency, because it is an extremely powerful when the machine with a human combine together and trade. When you are 100% on a machine, on an algorithm, there is always, if this market fit this algorithm for today, is gonna make money. If the market condition fits your algorithm on that auto trade, it will work. But if this market condition movement today is not fitting the algorithm, the one you are using on the auto trade, fully automated, then you will have a problem. But with this one here, we can always control how much we want to take off the table. And at the same time, we keep our eye, as we see here, this is a high on the gold, and there we go, look at this. And if this market is trending, the auto trade is gonna extend the next technical level. You know, look at it. And 240 here, 40 here, 140 here, and then we are done from 9 to 12 without getting in trouble. So I'm trying to get you up to the next level, because in 2020, if you think you are struggling in 2019, in 2020 you're gonna be out of the game. If you don't take it seriously, you will be out of the game. You know, and there we go. Look at this, as expected. So guys, we're gonna um, now is 11:12, and we're gonna stay on the side, and you're very welcome. As you see, the swing trading today did not do well, and welcome to trading. Nothing we can do. We know they're not gonna do good today, and and it's gonna get worse. The closer we get to the Christmas, the worse it's gonna get with the swing trading. So we're gonna keep running, uh, and you're very welcome to follow those signals. Whether you are scalping or you are swing trading, you're very welcome to follow any of those signals. Okay, I will be quiet a little bit. Thank you.